Hi everyone, this is Chris from Loader Tools, and I was just going to show you a little bit about my 3D printing software that I use. This happens to be a part for the Hornady AP press. These little parts here hold a guide rod, and the ones from the manufacturer usually ends up breaking. So someone on Thingiverse actually designed a model to replace that part. 3D printed items are, if you can look in this section here, you can see sort of a grain. They're just like wood. They have layers. And where a wood part would break is right here. If you pushed really hard here on this and this, very likely you could break it if the layers of the grain of the wood were like this. Now what I do to make it strong, I'll show you, but first let's go to the bottom. So the way this part starts out is a solid layer, and there's a number of solid layers, and each layer is a certain thickness, and then it starts filling it with a hash pattern. You can do a variable fill if you like. This is pretty dense. These are small parts. And what I do to make this part even stronger, you can see here. Now, this is the beginning of the top of this part right here, but in this area here, there is still quite a ways to go. And as it goes up, you'll see right here, I'm going to go a little farther because this is that I have solid filled this area, even though there's a lot of area above that it could still be filling it with a hash pattern. So in effect, I've made one whole solid layer here of the whole part, and I do that for a few layers. That makes this whole part solid, and significantly makes it significantly harder to break this big vertical section away from this part down here. And then after a while it goes back to a hash pattern and it finishes it off. So a few layers in here are completely solid in the middle of the part. A lot of people don't do that. Now the other thing that I did is I made this part larger, this opening here a bit larger, so that the guide rod will go down in there easily, and it can also, with a little effort, push out here and effectively cause the breakaway function that was intended. The part on Thingiverse is way too tight, barely could even get the rod in here. You probably have to drill it out. And so I tweaked this model a little bit to help a friend of mine, and let him have a couple of these parts. Anyway, so this is the software that I use. You can get an idea what it looks like. If you have a 3D printer, you can download these parts and print them out. And if you don't and you need something, you could always ask me. I can print stuff out. I don't charge too much for them. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the web.